This is a special edition of News 12, Election Night.
Good evening once again. I'm Richard Rogers.
And I'm Meredith Anderson. The campaigning has come to an end in Georgia. It has come down to the wire as well. Moments ago, we were updating our election results and have just been able to call some winners.
Some incumbents swept back into office. Other incumbents sent packing. We begin tonight with the 12th Congressional District, where it looks like the incumbent is one of those on the way out.
That's right. Here's where the numbers stand right now. We updated them just moments ago. Congressman John Barrow has lost the spot that Democrat has held since 2005. News 12 is live with the man who unseated him, George Lopez, with Republican Rick Allen.
All right, so Mr. Allen, let me ask you this. You've just been named the congressman of the 12th district. How does that feel, first of all? I know you're excited, but are you surprised?
You know, I'm obviously a little numb right now. And, you know, we fought a hard fight. And, you know, I owe it to these folks in this room. And this is a victory for them. It's a victory for the 12th district. And I am really excited about what I can do for the 12th district.
Well, let me ask you this. I know you said Mr. Barrow gave you a call when he conceded, and he was very nice.
Oh, yeah.
But tell me specifically, what did he say? What did he tell you?
Well, he said, you know, he said, I want to, my staff and I want to make this transition as smooth as possible. And we talked about constituent services because, you know, everywhere I went, the one thing that they said about John Barrow was, you know, well, he has good constituent services. And although, you know, from the standpoint of governing, we had quite a lot of disagreements. So the main thing was is his transition, and he expressed his desire to make it as smooth a transition as possible because, you know, we got to hit the ground running.
Now, let me ask you this. I know you mentioned a little bit about getting to work tomorrow, and I know the financial difficulties of the country are one of your biggest concerns. What are you hoping to do about that?
Well, you know, tomorrow, what I'm going to probably start doing is start taking a look at the budgets, and hopefully I'll have some time to do that because I've been doing nothing but campaigning. But, yeah, just get into the details and just really trying to understand, you know, how we're spending money and where we need to, you know, and what we can do to make this thing run better. And
I know a lot of folks want to talk to you, so let me wrap up with this. What do you want to tell your voters tonight, and particularly what do you want to tell News 12 viewers about this victory that you had?
Well, I want to tell folks that I truly love this country. You don't do this unless you love this country, because what we've been through, what our company's been through, it's tough, it's sad. But we love this country, we believe in this country, we believe in the people in this country, we believe in the people of the 12th district, and we're there for you. And we're going to work our you-know-what's off for you. And we're going to, you know, people are not happy with the direction of the country. We know what they want. They want good jobs, they want a growing economy, and you know, they want a compensation that they can live on. And I think we can do that for them.
Well, Congressman Allen, thank you so much for making time for News 12 first, and we appreciate it. Good luck, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, you heard it straight from Congressman, just recently elect Allen, that he is going to work on the country's economy, on bringing jobs back to the country, and he's also very satisfied with the concession that Representative John Barrow gave him. For now, reporting live from Augusta, from Rick Allen's Victory Camp Party, George Lopez, News 12.
Thanks for that, George. You heard from him here first, the man who unseated a congressman running for a 6th term. We want to head now to News 12's Laura Warren, who spoke with Congressman John Barrow about that loss tonight.
Well, guys, the best way to describe the mood here at the DoubleTree Hotel, where the Barrow camp watched the results run in, is somber. We've had voters here telling us they're just very frustrated by the outcome, and I think the entire Barrow camp was a little bit shocked as well. Barrow did come out. He thanked his supporters, and most of all, he thanked the voters for letting him serve for these past 5 terms that he has served the 12th district.
Every time I went to the vote, every time I was on the job for them, I tried to do what I thought they would want me to do and what they would want to do if they were in my place. That's how I've approached the job. Today, they've chosen new representation, and I respect that. I've called and congratulated Congressman-elect Rick Allen, and I pledged him my best efforts to arrange for a smooth transition for the affairs of my office.
The vote did come down to a very narrow margin, but in the end, it just was not enough to beat out Republican Rick Allen. Live in Augusta, Laura Warren, News 12.
Thank you, Laura. John Barrow conceding this evening. We continue our coverage now with the Georgia race with national implications. It was a big one. Republican David Perdue, Democrat Michelle Nunn, both hoping to replace Saxby Chambliss, a huge seat, large shoes to fill in the U.S. Senate as the Republicans look to take over Congress. And right now, here's where the numbers stand. David Perdue, the winner in this race, 56% over Michelle Nunn's 42%. The latest numbers give David Perdue a big win. News 12's Christy Etheridge is live at Perdue's headquarters in Atlanta. How's he feeling about this win tonight, Christy?
Richard Meredith, this is a much different room than the one you saw at 6 o'clock this afternoon. They keep breaking out in cheers and chants as David Perdue has been projected to win this Senate seat over Michelle Nunn. You can hear it right now. A cheer is breaking out. The excitement is filling this room. We have yet to see David Perdue yet. He has been watching these results in his personal hotel room with his family. But these people, you can tell they're excited, and you know he's got to be excited too. Now, he should be walking in here any moment now, but earlier today, Sonny Perdue, his cousin, walked in this room, and we got a chance to talk to him, and he actually gave David Perdue some interesting advice. Take a look.
I said, David, if there's anything you can do but this, then don't do it. You've got a great life, had a great career, so go enjoy life. And I sensed in his spirit at that point, this was almost 2 years ago. It was over the Christmas holidays 2 years ago. And there was just a compulsion about his concern for the direction of our nation.
Perdue had an early lead in the polls tonight, and it seemed pretty clear that it was going to stay that way. It remained steady throughout the night, and as the hours ticked on, it just became more and more clear that he was going to be the winner. And you can tell, like I said, you can feel the excitement in this room. Now everybody's just anticipating that moment when he will actually walk in here, and we'll hear from the man himself. But until then, we're all waiting. We're all on the edge of our seats waiting for him to come in here, and we'll be waiting to hear what he has to say. Reporting live from Atlanta, Christy Etheridge, News 12.
Thanks for that, Christy. Now we want to head straight over to Democrat Michelle Nunn's headquarters. We understand she's speaking now. News 12's Lindsay Tuman has been with her all day. And Lindsay, what is she saying?
In the future as we go forward. So I hope that we've reminded Georgia also that we can and should have leadership that represents and looks like our state.
Michelle Nunn conceding the race tonight, and you have to admit this was her first time into politics with a famous father, a famous last name. She did a great job in debates, a lot of experts say, and conceding tonight in this race that had the whole nation watching.
And it was close up until the bitter end, and we apologize for the technical difficulties, but this is live TV. She was just walking out as Lindsay Tuman was in Atlanta for us, and we wanted to make sure that you heard it straight from Michelle Nunn first here on News 12.
So Michelle Nunn conceding in that race for U.S. Senate, replacing Saxby Chambliss. Perdue gets the seat. Our continuing election coverage just getting started tonight. Results really are still coming in as we speak. In about a minute, we'll be looking at the races to be governor in South Carolina and as well as Georgia. For updated results, though, be sure to stick with us here on the air. Check WRDW.com. Click on the Election 2014 tab there. If you're tweeting about the election tonight, be sure to use hashtag electionson12.
We are still putting numbers in the system as we speak. Let's go to weather now with a great day for voters at the polls. No excuse like rain or freezing temperatures to keep you from casting a ballot. Right now, voter turnout in Georgia is at 43%, and it's South Carolina 32%. And with what these races mean for shaping policy, it is a good thing that weather did not keep people away, Shane.
Yeah, winners and losers today politically, but today I think we're all winners weather-wise out there because of the conditions. All dry for us, and even at this hour, skies across the area are mostly cloudy, but we're rain-free, and we've got that canopy of clouds overhead, so slow cooling out there for us tonight. We're sitting at 50, so I don't think we're going to drop off a whole lot as we go through the overnight into the early part of tomorrow, so it won't be near as cold out the door. So we're going to hover at around 50 at 8 a.m., 72 by midday. It's a mix of sun and clouds, and we're in the mid-70s tomorrow afternoon. Still keeping it dry, no disruptive weather out there for you on your midweek hump day coming at us, and it's a mild day at that with temperatures there into the mid and upper 70s. But we do have some rain on the way. We'll show you that coming up a little later on.
All right, Shane, thanks a lot.
We are hearing that Governor Nathan Deal is now taking the mic again. This race was decided not too long ago, and it looks like he is announcing his win. Let's listen in Atlanta.
WGCL has switched for us to Governor Deal's
talking to their neighbors, and it has been a groundswell all across this state.
Georgia Governor Nathan Deal with an important win tonight over another candidate with a famous last name, defeating Jason Carter, the grandson of former President Jimmy Carter and Georgia Governor Jimmy Carter. That's Georgia. Let's head across the river to South Carolina. Plenty of elections to talk about there, including a governor's race. Governor Nikki Haley taking control of that election and doing it early, Travis.
Very early. In fact, Richard, just 2 minutes after polls closed, the race was called in Governor Haley's favor, all based on exit poll results. This was the scene in Columbia less than an hour ago as Governor Haley took to the podium to address her supporters. Now a second term on the way for the incumbent, taking the race in a wide margin. At last check, Governor Haley taking 57.6% of the vote. Her challenger, Vincent Shaheen, pulling in 39.7% of the vote. Remember, this is the second time Shaheen and Haley have gone head-to-head. It was these two back in 2010, the 2010 election, but it was much closer election 4 years ago. Shaheen was able to pull in 47% of the vote. Then a surprise for Shaheen, as just yesterday he said he expected this race to be within 1 or 2 points. The governor has been confident in this race from the beginning. Part of the reason being that a Democrat has never ousted a sitting Republican governor in South Carolina. That history will now continue, Richard.
So the incumbent's taking the drama out of it early in South Carolina, including both U.S. senators re-elected in the state.
Tim Scott and Lindsey Graham taking those seats.
There you go. Put to bed early in the Palmetto State. Travis, thanks so much. Aiken County getting more money for schools there, with almost all precincts reporting most of the voters are saying yes to that penny sales tax tonight, with about 60% of the vote. Again, votes still coming in this one. The money will be used to keep property taxes lower, build new schools, renovate some of the older ones that really need it. Half of Aiken County schools are more than 40 years old.
Another major South Carolina race in our area is who will represent District 84 in the State House. Roland Smith has been in the State House for more than 26 years, but now he is retiring. Republican candidate Chris Corley was backed by Smith and won the race. He says tax hikes are something he's looking to avoid.
I never want to just raise taxes. I think raising taxes is not the way to go. First thing we need to do is we need to sit down with our state budget. We need to go through it line item with a fine-tooth comb and find the ways that we can save money, we can eliminate waste.
Corley beat out Democrat Rosie Berry for the District 84 slot. A lot is happening right now. A lot is happening as we speak. We want to listen in on David Perdue speaking now about his big Senate win in Georgia. Let's listen to what he has to say.
Georgia U.S. Senator-elect David Perdue making an acceptance speech tonight, with Saxby Chambliss looking on tonight in a race that might have been a little closer than Republicans wanted, but Republicans keep the seat in the U.S. Senate.
A lot has happened in the last 20 minutes, and we are so happy we've been able to bring it to you first right here on News 12. A lot more election coverage after the break.
The thing we heard more than anything else.
A U.S. Senate race in South Carolina secures one Republican seat in the Senate. Senator Lindsey Graham came out on top in the four-way battle. He will serve his third term in Washington. Senator Graham was called the winner just right after the polls closed. He solidly beat out 6 challengers back in June's primary as well. Now let's take a step out back from Washington. We want to look at Aiken County. Today, voters had a blank ballot for the District 5 school board seat. Donald Moody, Jeremy Mace, Ray Fleming, and Cindy Anzek all ran as write-in candidates tonight. Still no called winner as officials sort out all of those ballots.
And checking some of the other items on the ballot in Georgia tonight, voters voting to prohibit a state income tax increase. In Columbia County, voters deciding on one local leader, with all the precincts reporting. Wayne Bridges beating out 2 other candidates for tax commissioner by about 13,000 votes. But Tripp Derryberry and Mac Taylor are heading into a runoff in the District 3 commission race there. Earlier this year, Commissioner Kay Allen, the tax commissioner, resigned during an investigation into whether she kept money from taxes collected in Harlem and Grovetown. Her husband Charles also resigned from his District 3 commission seat earlier this year. Another big ticket item in Columbia County. People approving the county's SPLOST package with 55% of that vote. SPLOST includes a long list of projects over 5 years costing more than $100 million. Some of those projects include the county's first hospital and sheriff's office improvements as well, and several local areas deciding whether to start selling alcohol on Sundays. In Burke County, voters approving Sunday alcohol sales by the drink and package. Jefferson County saying no to Sunday alcohol sales by only a handful of votes there, but yes to selling by the drink all week long. And the town of Louisville voting yes on that same question as well.
Lots more election coverage after the break. Actually, we are just now hearing of a special report with CBS News. We want to take you there now live so you can hear exactly what's going on.
CBS News headquarters in New York.
And we are coming back to News 12 at 11 with more on this election night right after this quick break.
These elections.
It is election night on News 12. I want to give you a quick recap of how the big races are shaping up tonight. John Barrow conceding. Rick Allen, the winner in that congressional race with 55% of the vote. David Perdue beating out Michelle Nunn for the U.S. Senate seat with 55%.
And CBS News reporting, of course, that the Republicans have cinched control of the Senate. Governor Nathan Deal been reelected for Georgia's governor. He has 55% of the vote against Jason Carter's 43%. The new South Carolina governor is the old one, Nikki Haley, beating out Vincent Shaheen by 15%.
And that is going to wrap it up for us. Much more ahead on News 12 this morning, so stay with us for that.
Right. Be sure to wake up with Tim and Jess.